Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the EagleEye Sprint Review and Retro for Sprint 89. Today we have the standard EagleEye team and then some of our stakeholders, Adam, Jim, and Callum. Let's jump into it and we'll show you what we've been working on. Alrighty, so this was a 2-week sprint. It was drawn out due to limited availability. We had 2 sprint goals over this. It was getting the canary testing people that we locked in for this sprint over the line and get it tested. And we also had another one for getting all of the installation videos published and on the channel. So unfortunately, we didn't make either of these. The first one there, we had progress. Unfortunately, 2 of the people blocked though on the canary testing. It was to do with access to the OpenAI services, so we can touch on later on. Another one there was for the installation videos. I believe 2 of them are still waiting for a review and revision. So hopefully we'll get onto that as soon as possible. Okay.
Help me understand this one.
Waiting for Adam to review the new version.
Have I been informed that I'm being waited on?
Yeah, I messaged you today, but you were, I think, busy. I tried to call you again.
When was this?
Today, let me check again your messages.
You know what I was doing today, Hark?
Yeah, the keynote. That's why I thought you would be busy. So
Yes, but you can't say waiting on me when you haven't told me. When did you get the videos for me to see them?
today around 10 p.m. or 10 a.m.
Oh, you only got them around this morning, right?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I immediately messaged you and saw your schedule, and it was like keynote. Yeah.
I did not see any of this. Okay. Yeah. And I still do not see any messages from you. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, in the interest of the recording, let's continue on and we can come back to this offline. Alrighty, so let's scroll on through. Luke, if you could scroll down a bit. So this sprint mainly consisted of Hark and a little bit from Luke, Sam, and myself. I spent one of the days doing a little bit of a cleanup on the backlog. Still a fair bit of work there to be done. But yeah, it was a start. Perfect. And what got done? Okay, so let's run through them. The first one there, we've got Azure Marketplace, automatically generate database credentials. So during our setup, I believe there's 3 sets of credentials that need to be added by the user as part of the wizard. We've been able to automatically generate a couple of those and stick them directly in Key Vault. And it just simplifies the initial setup wizard. Second one there, pricing model update. So indicate pricing as TBD. I think previously we just had a monetary placeholder there, but since the value wasn't actually determined, this was just a small little one that we were able to throw at AI just to make it a little bit more, a little bit less definite on the pricing decision. Cool. Third one there, as we discussed, this was one of the sprint goals for getting the videos over the line. Unfortunately, we still need to work on a couple more of these, so this will be pulled into the next sprint. Any questions so far? All good. Okay, I'll continue on. So investigate the pricing, the plan licensing for marketplace offer. So this is something that Luke's been working on and we had a bit of a chat about earlier. So as we align the SSW tenant to what is actually offered on marketplace, this is a time where we have to actually look into the plan structure, not necessarily the monies or the feature involved, but it just to understand how this will look for the various people, you know, how we're actually going to, I guess, control features and control the different plans that you're on, and make sure that a customer can't just go in and upgrade their plan via their environment variables. So Luke's put forward a bunch of great ideas there. We're pretty happy with it. I believe he's had it checked by Jim and Hark, but on Monday he's going to try and catch up with a solution architect and go through and just get a final decision. Amazing. So next ones here that are in progress, we've got a mobile UI enhancement. So there was a little bit of a mobile responsive design UI bug there to do with some of the tables. Not a massive one, but something that we were able to work on. We're just about got it over the line there. Park's been able to use a little bit of AI, and we should hopefully see a pull request for that one soon. The next three there are the canary testing that was also part of our sprint goal, which I've sort of touched on already. Cool. Alrighty, so they're the ones that we've been working on. We've got a few that we didn't get to. Are you happy for us to move on, or would you like to know a little bit about those?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, I'll pass over to Luke for the rest.
Yep. Thanks, Toby. So for the burn up, so this is the burn up for the last 1 month. And for the code coverage, so we have 39 line coverage and 7 branch coverage. And so this one is the project test coverage, application, domain, and infrastructure. And next, we only have like 2 product website deployments on for sale. And here are the email scan for last 10 days. And next is report users. So Luis, Stefan, and Eddie, top 3 users. And continue to roadmap. So we have one last PBI for customer in stand up, which is the video, and we have one for let's use Azure Marketplace for SSW production. So it's about review for the pricing model. Yeah, still in progress. And we are doing 3 canary testing. Yeah, so still in progress. And next R&D. So for me, I'm doing Azure Marketplace, thinking about pricing plan to see how it work with Azure Marketplace offer. And for Hawk, he did some keyboard CRUD. For AI use, for Hawk is using OpenCode and Yakshiver. For me, I'm using Cloud Code and Yakshiver. For Sam, is using Codex and Cloud Code Pro. Yeah. So and next, Sam will go through the cloud.
Sorry, can you bold the ones that are used the most?
Hawk, it is OpenCode, right?
And I think you should probably bold the headings. I'm not really sure, but you've made one heading in red, the other in nothing. And one has a number, one doesn't have a number.
I mean, which one?
He's talking about the AI stats cloud. See,
Yeah.
AI stats cloud is in the red, and number 10 AI use is black.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because it's a sub point belong to the sprint review. Yeah, if
I
you
don't
see.
think it's a sub point.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back to the standard. There's a standard at the bottom. You can fix it after this. But really, what I'm after is the AI tool that was used the most, and if anyone got blocked.
Got what? Block,
So,
you mean limit?
Sam,
Limit.
which tool did you use the most? In
The one that in this sprint in context of EagleEye Codex, but I was only on EagleEye for a very, very, very brief period of time. Do you want to hear about?
Sure.
My experience so far is that Codex 5.4 Fast versus, so that's base level Pro Codex versus Claude, is Codex is a lot better by a huge margin. Claude's token usage is not okay. You can blast through most of Claude's token usage in 1 day, whereas Codex, you would be struggling to do so. The exact same plan. The value for money is not
I have heard that, but the feedback I've heard is to get to what you want in the end, you end up getting there a lot faster with, Claude Code and Opus 4.6 than all the iterations that you need to do, in the scenario you just gave. I could be wrong, but that's just what I've heard.
No, it's different for different people because they're achieving different goals, right? For me, I would
Right.
disagree, but that's again very specific for my use case.
Right.
Maybe me and
With
Claude just don't
EagleEye,
get along.
with EagleEye, assuming you were on EagleEye for 5 days, is that
Mhm.
what you believe it would be?
Yes, yeah, I would believe so. Yeah, I would pretty much
Right.
fall back to Codex because,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you hit any limits during the week?
Yeah, constantly. I'm at limit always on both tools, actually.
Okay. All right. So just put in brackets at limits on both. Luke, are you hitting any limits?
No, because I only work like 2 days. So if it is normal, I would hit the limit. Yeah.
Right. But on those 2 days, did you hit any limits?
No.
Okay. Just put no limits. And Hark, did you hit limits?
Yeah, I'm out of Copilot since last week. So I'm just
But
using my.
You haven't put Copilot there.
I removed it because I didn't use it because
Right.
of I was out of the limits.
Okay. And did you hit limits with the others?
No, not with ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to put hit limit on
Copilot.
Right. And is anyone paying for anything? Or are people on free versions?
I'm paying for
both pro licenses.
Okay, just put $ next to whatever tools you.
I'm paying for
You-
ChatGPT Plus.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just say
That's-
$70 total for me.
Right. So ChatGPT is, I'm not seeing anyone use that. It's not like an integrated tool. It feels like a copy and paste type thing.
No, you can use your
Sorry.
ChatGPT with open code, or
Oh,
also
right.
Codex.
Just hold on, just to be clear, Adam, ChatGPT and Codex are the same thing.
Oh, right. Okay. And why isn't Hark using 5.4?
Don't know.
Oh, I haven't updated my open code config yet. I can.
Really?
Yeah, I will start using it. Yeah, 5.4 is
okay.
much better.
All right. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, good. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah. So next, Samuel goes to the cloud stats. Yeah. So I will open.
Well, I have stolen the screen share off you, Luke, to make your life
Okay,
easier.
okay.
Is this the correct Zoom for you guys? Excellent.
Zoom
Okay.
in a bit.
So this is the meeting dashboard. Zoom in a bit. Okay. So this is the EagleEye dashboard that was generated by SSW Tiger. I'm just going to run you through a couple of interesting things I gleaned from this, whether they were useful or not useful. So first of all, we've got our top tabs: overview, timeline, people and roles, insights and trends. In the overview section, I found one interesting part. I scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see this hard truths section. The first one here, which is about the team not being able to articulate their product goal or what their product does, sorry. The reason I think this is interesting is this is overly harsh. So we had a PBI where we were talking about updating our marketing website, and I simply asked Toby to give me the rundown of what EagleEye is. It's taken us ideating as us not knowing, which is a bit interesting. So the hard truths are a bit too hard. I'll scroll back up to the top. The next one, I believe, was in the, not timeline, sorry. I'll jump across to insights. So you can see that no clear value proposition. It's kind of echoed here again, which is a bit interesting. The one point that did pop up was Adam is a single point of failure for video approvals. So the only reason I highlight that is that it's picked up that from the conversation. It's probably worth just highlighting again that I think for the last couple of sprint reviews, we've mentioned that the videos are getting a bit hard, but it did pick out that you're flying to Seattle. So we're maybe shouldn't be pressing you on that.
Well, I will just tell you in my defense, I gave Hark more time than most people and gave him feedback, and he had to go back to Baja. And the only time I think I didn't answer him was when I was doing the keynote. Maybe I should take the
Yeah.
call on stage.
Yeah, that's why I voted. Yeah.
But really, what I would have done, Hark, is I would have said, Adam, there is a sprint review in 5 hours. I'm going to call you in 2 hours. Like, I'm obviously not speaking for hours and hours. Yeah.
That's what my first question was that are you working today? But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you got to let me know if there's a deadline coming up. I had no idea, didn't even see any of the messages. Okay. All right. Okay, let's finish this off.
The last thing I think is interesting is this notable moments and hidden truths. Well, there's a couple of things in here that are just interesting in terms of communication. So Toby mentioned that we are working far from true Scrum, but anyway, which yes is true because our sprint, we're not doing everything like absolutely by the book, which makes perfect sense. The other one was from me, which was that I don't actually have a good answer for how to track someone external to the team's progress on a task, because I find that weird. So that was in reference to, we are currently tracking inside of our sprint, people doing canary testing for our product, but they're not actually on our team. So we kind of just have these placeholder tasks, which makes our capacities look a bit strange. So there's room for some exploration in terms of process to figure out how to do that really well.
Does anyone else understand why that's a big problem for Sam?
I do understand. I think it's interesting. Like the sprint backlog should be for the developers or the people that are actually going to be working on that sprint, and
Yes.
especially when it comes into things like we're estimating our capacity based off the people that are sitting here during planning,
Yes.
but then also we have to have capacity assigned to a PBI, and we're not taking into account their capacity for actioning an item that's in our backlog. It just sort of seems like separate concerns that we're looking into one.
I'll tell you, I don't fully get it. You have a spreadsheet of all these people that can test it. You contact one and say, will you test it? No. When can you test it next? Tomorrow morning. Great. I'll contact you at 9 a.m. Send off a delayed message on Teams that says, all right, you promised me this morning you're testing it, go for it. If you need me, call me. If they're unreliable, go to the next person in the spreadsheet, go to the next person, and the list of names is in the Excel spreadsheet. I'd never put it back on the backlog. I just have the link to Excel.
Okay, but then there's work that's involved with the developer that's managing that, right? Because they're then putting in their time to assisting them, especially with this specific case, because there's a fair bit of setup of actually the stuff you need to get going before you're ready to install EagleEye. So it's tricky, but and I think honestly that's probably why it's on the sprint, because that effort that we're putting there, even though it might be assigned to someone else to work on, it's still going to be Hark, Sam, or Luke that are there that are helping them with the setup.
But the idea is they're meant to be able to get through this themselves. Hark's done some beautiful videos. The documentation looks good. They should be mostly self-sufficient until they hit a blockage. Callum, can I ask you how you would do this?
Well, since this is the EagleEye backlog, I would think that you only care about the work that the EagleEye team is doing. Obviously, you would have, I would suggest you'd have the PBI for the canary test for the specific person. And then you just assign that PBI to the team member whose job it is to guide that person through the canary test. And then the effort estimate you put on that PBI is how much effort you estimate that person will spend assisting with the canary test, which would hopefully be like either a 1 or even a 0 if they don't actually have to do anything. All they're doing is following up, sending a message. I think that's how I would do it.
Yeah, I like that approach. The only concern I would just raise there is that then, since this canary testing is something that's going to carry over multiple sprints, you don't sort of have that visibility of the progress as in the same way as you sort of have PPIs against a feature where you can see X amount complete, X amount up. You'd sort of, I guess, the PBI state itself would be in progress. You'd have to actually go into like the spreadsheet that you're tracking it to show the progress.
Oh, no, I'd have one PBI for every canary test.
Okay. I'm not
Maybe
sure if I'm
one
understanding
epic for canary testing, and then inside it one PBI for every individual.
That's what we are doing. Like we have one epic for canary testing, and
So
then
what's the problem then?
the fact is that we're doing effort against it, but it's sort of representing like the work that tester is doing.
Yeah, I think the estimate that you put against it should not be the work that external people are doing. It's only the work the EagleEye team is doing.
Yeah, fair point.
Well, a fruitful discussion brought forward by our amazing tool SSW Tiger. I'm going to pass back to you, Luke. Continue on.
Thanks, Sam. Okay, so next is Copilot stats. So we are doing like 46 minutes. Hawk did the most speaking, and Toby. Next is Luke and Sam. And next, so main issue completed. It was auto-generated secure passwords for tenant. Next, I will go through a retro. So what went well? So from me, good to see people doing canary test. 2 people is already did a test pass. And from Toby, Sam developed a cool tool to do a retro. And from Toby, Luke presented some great steps about some pricing models. I will just give some. And this work. So from Toby, no goals completed. And I think it's similar to this one. So Hawk take some leave, and I also take some leave. Yeah, so it's not much capacity. Yeah, and this one is similar. And Sam not being reliable for Hawk. I think Sam is kind of busy. Yeah. Backlog seems not to be on the best day, so we it's kind of related to action plan. So we are going to some refinement after the day scrum to resolve this issue. And I will continue. So Sam developed a cool retro tool, and it's called 2020. Yeah, I think the UI is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to have a look, I will send this in the chat. Yeah. PO availability. So Toby have limited availability. Yeah. So it result teams need to move their schedule around. Yeah, but I think that's fine. So this sprint should be on Monday. Yeah. So we move to this Friday. Yeah, because Toby will be on site with the client. Okay, so that'll be all for the sprint review. I will jump to the forecast. So I will hand over to Toby.
Amazing. Thanks, Luke. Alrighty, so we're going into a 1 week sprint, with the exception that we're trying to align the sprint back up. So I guess it's technically 6 days, but it's still just the week as far as we're concerned. We're going to keep going with the same 2 sprint goals of getting the canary testing across the line, the current people that we've got committed into the sprint, and then also making sure that those installation videos are across the line. We want to start pushing the product as soon as we can. Alrighty, scrolling down there. So yep, top one is the video. Second one there, investigating the pricing plan. Licensing plan. This is most of the way there, where we've estimated it back to a 2. It's just pending a chat with a solution architect that Luke's going to have on Monday. Next one there, mobile UI enhancement. I believe Harp was just finishing off on a little bit of testing here, so we should hopefully see a PR for this one shortly. And then we have 3 of the canary testers, which we have committed into the sprint. The next one there, product clarity enhancement. So when you first land on the EagleEye homepage, there's nothing that immediately spells out what the product is, what it's about, what we're trying to achieve. So we just want to make sure this is super clear. So as soon as then all of the work is done on provisioning, people can start sending out links to our product page and hopefully get some customers onboarded. Next one there for multi-tenancy login. So a little while back, there was a chat about getting a link directly from the marketing page to the tenant. With a little bit of looking, it's not so straightforward in the same way as Yakshaver, for example, where we can't link directly from the public website to our private portal, just due to how it's hosted. And like it's self-hosted, for example, we don't have some sort of common login point. So we're just going to improve that experience by removing that direct link from a public website to the private SSW instance. Then finally, we're going to follow through and keep getting some upskilling in end-to-end testing with Playwright, and we're going to add some for viewing and searching tags. Any questions there?
No, that sounds great.
Amazing. Okay, I'll pass back on to Luke.
Yeah, I think for AI test, so we are going to complete the plenary testing, but actually we also have a video go. Yeah, it's not accurate. I will update this. Okay, so.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for joining us today for our review and retro. As usual, we'll upload this to the SSW EagleEye YouTube channel, where you can find the rest of our review and planning sessions. Thanks everyone. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.